This is DB Online, an exclusive presentation of SportsTalkFlorida.com. I am David Baumann, joined by Eric Lopez, our producer, and Jacob Hellwig is our video coordinator. Elo, we're going to fit in as much of the Dwight Howard story as possible into 4 minutes. Dwight Howard on Friday night, as it was suggested, first reported by Adam Schefter, by the way, who usually covers the NFL, said Dwight Howard would make his decision by Friday.
He did.
Sure enough, he made his decision by Friday, even though Chris Broussard did his best to try to keep that story going. Dwight Howard's 50-50 with the Lakers, said Chris Broussard. Yeah, okay, Chris. All right, Elo, in 4 minutes, as much Dwight Howard info as possible. Ready, and go.
Well, look, it was the right decision he made. At the end of the day, he made the right decision. He's going to the best team fit. Kevin McHale's personality, the low post greatness of Kevin McHale. He'll focus on Dwight inside.
The players love Kevin McHale, by the way. Dwight has the rep of being a coach killer. See Stan Van Gundy and Mike D'Antoni, pretty much.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a different scenario. McHale played his position, and the players love him. He's a funny, great guy, and I think that's going to work.
I think that's the coach he's always wanted in a lot of ways, and he's got Akeem Olajuwon in his backyard. There's really no excuse. Dwight should be a better player, should develop some post-up moves and be more effective inside. He's going to play with James Harden. Chandler Parsons, I think, is going to have a breakout year for the Rockets, so I think it's the best basketball move for him.
Chandler's going to get paid, by the way. He's going to get a huge contract. Same agent as Dwight Howard and Dan Fagan, and Chandler is really has a lot of responsibility in getting Dwight Howard to Houston, really recruited him there. I wonder if Chandler Parsons is going to get hit by a tampering fine by the NBA, and if so, you can bet GM Daryl Morey would be happy to pay it out of his pocket.
I think so.
Elo, Kobe Bryant unfollows Dwight right after on social media.
Gasol.
Hysterical, right?
He showed him a lesson there. Taught him a lesson.
The vindictive Kobe Bryant unfollows Dwight Howard.
Yeah, look, he's getting crushed in L.A., which we expected he would.
Sure.
It's one of the biggest markets, the franchise. Nobody leaves the Lakers except, well, Dwight. And Shaq made that very clear at Daytona, took a shot at him, saying he couldn't handle it in Los Angeles.
See, Shaq's comments, they always seem to irk me. I've been on Shaq for years with his comments regarding Dwight Howard. His comments were that Dwight couldn't handle the bright lights. He said that, but he says it's only meant for certain people. He's insinuating himself. It's always about Shaq in a situation with Dwight, right?
Yes.
But for the most part, most people agree with Shaq. Do you?
Yes, I do to a degree. Look, the bottom line is Dwight, whether it's not his fault or is his fault, failed in Los Angeles. That was a failed. That's what he's remembered for right now. And until he wins in Houston, the rap on Dwight Howard, fair or not, is when things are good, he's great to be with. When things go south, he wants to get out of town.
Yeah.
Did that in Orlando when it went south, and he did that in Los Angeles. So now the pressure's on him. He has no more excuses in Houston.
Yeah, he points the fingers at teammates, too, when they're off their game. Dwight always, try to put this perception out here that he's a leader. I don't necessarily buy that Dwight Howard is a leader, yet I don't necessarily buy Shaq's comments that Dwight couldn't handle the bright lights. I think the Lakers are just a bad situation. It was a bad team, a bad makeup, and a bad coaching hire.
Jim Buss and Mike D'Antoni, a bad fit. And also one thing Shaq's inaccurate about, Houston, big-time market. It's not a small
It's
city.
the 10th largest market in the country, $2.2 million homes in that television market. Elo, as Dwight Howard makes his way to Houston, L.A. in the wake, what do? Does Paul Gasol get amnesty? Does Kobe get amnesty?
No, I think they're going to see both of them together next year. But I think they're going to struggle. They barely make the playoffs.
Disaster.
If they make the playoffs. They better hope they get good lottery balls kind of luck because of free agency. I know they're going to have all this cap space. That's what they're going to tell you. They got cap space for next year. I don't think LeBron's going to L.A. I don't think Carmelo's going to L.A. I don't know who's going to L.A. right now.
So it's not L.A. 2014?
I don't think so, unless it's Clipperland you're talking about.
Where does Houston fit in the West? We've got about 30 seconds.
Top four. I think OKC, Spurs are still ahead of them, and I still like the Clippers for now. But if the Rockets tweak the roster, they might surpass the Clippers, go to 3. But they're in the top 4 for sure.
Many of our listeners do not agree with me when I say I've got Houston number 1 out West. This is not.
This is Rockets.
This is not Rockets. This is nothing more than a Puma
on the
golf
bandwagon
This
here.
is a Puma golf pullover. That's all. This could be Indiana colors for all we know, Elo. I could be rooting for Victor Oladipo here with a good summer league start. All right, that'll do it. 4 minutes is up, ladies and gentlemen. For Eric Lopez, I'm David Baumann. The David Baumann Show is every weekday morning at 6. God, I hope we didn't leave anything out. Did we?
We're good. No, it's enough to wait.
Oh.